Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Celestial Farm Girl here. So happy to see you today. We're going to go on today and we're going to do the second horse, the red horse. I hope everybody is doing great. I love y'all. I pondered on it yesterday. I used to read Revelations a lot, like almost where now I almost no, but it's been a while since I have been in the Bible, but it was the beginning book that I used towards my spirituality. With that being said, as usual, I don't know what to say because I'm not very good at small talk. I love y'all. And I guess we're going to talk about the red horse. Okay, red, symbology of red, birth, war, passion, red. I got a lot of things wrote down here. Let's look at this. Red, atom, anger, spark, fire, action. The root chakra is very important in this reading today, okay? Because we're going to read about the second red horse that was sent out in Revelations to proclaim the coming of judgment, God, blah, blah, blah. So we went over the white horse already, and we know that this was the coming down of our mind, the ability to think rationally. We had grown up to the place to where we were capable of thinking and understanding things for ourselves, right? And also farming. I believe this happened after the flood. The white horse came in after the flood and taught us how to rebuild again, and we see these giant monuments of the pyramids of all around the world. Now there's a possibility the pyramids were here already and the people had prepared places to maybe wait out floods in the pyramids, right? I mean, they're so tight. I mean, it's a possibility. Okay, so maybe they were the people in white that came down for a pre-warning. We find many, many, many caverns and ancient ruins of people hiding underground and things like that for a certain amount of time. Like they're thinking 1,000 years. So it was 1,000 years before the earth was fit to walk on. Everything had been tore up, destroyed. It probably was like walking on a sinkhole. Everything was probably soft and wet and moldy, and there was probably a whole process going on, but there were people who lived through it accordingly. Okay, and these people had other people that came down, the aliens, I would say, or the people that wanted to help the people who were probably here before, but they left for the flood, according to what I heard, because they knew it was coming. Now the flood happened how? On top of our planet was the Antarctica, and most of the world's water was frozen there. And however it broke apart, whether meteorites, whether accidental, whether a pre-planned incident, we don't know at this time. All we know is that there was a great flood, and it's in the legends all around the world. Okay, so now we're come to the red horse. This is after so many thousands of years of us coming back. And the red horse portrays, when the Lamb broke the second seal, I heard the second living being say, "Come." Then another horse appeared, a red one, its rider was given a mighty sword and the authority to take peace from the earth, and there was war and slaughter everywhere. Okay, so this was one of the fallen angels, as they would say, an alien who disengaged from life as a plant, a universal being that worked with the aliens or however, but taught the people how to work metallurgy. Now, this was probably what, like 9,000 to 6,000 years ago. We've got between Moses, we know, went out to take over with Israel with the mighty sword. Red promotes that because I believe Moses wore red dress, a red shawl, a red garment. There we go. Garment. And and his sole purpose was to begin to conquer other nations in the name of Yahweh. Come to find out, I watched a long program yesterday on Yahweh and his beginnings, who Yahweh is, the God Israel claims is their God, the only God, but we know that that's not true. There were many aliens that came. That was a fear tactic. If you don't love Yahweh, you'll get kicked out of the world and blah, blah, blah. And the funny thing was, Jesus was supposed to be their God, right? The God of Israel. He told them, I'm that. And they didn't believe that he was Yahweh, because Yahweh was mean and vindictive, punishing, always punishing. I'll punish you, I'll punish you, I'll punish you. So there we have it. I think that this was the beginning where Yahweh, whoever he was, as one of the angels, came down, taught the people how to work metal, how to make swords. And this was probably approximately 6,000 years ago, is what I'm thinking. Okay, let's get some cards going. First, let's roll the dice. Let's find out where the moon is at. That was just a little preview. Today, the moon is between Leo and trying to touched in to Virgo at 8:47 this morning. So moving out of Leo and fully into Virgo by tomorrow. Virgo and Leo, fiery practicality, or practical. Virgo is that practical person, right? And Leo is the one that wants to. Leo is more than a show-off. Leo is courageous and proud of the things that a Leo creates in this world. They're proud of it. Proud, like the lions. They're very proud of their families. Now let's see where we're going today. We're going to Leo, and we have Saturn and 5. Times of change. Yes, times of change. So yeah, we could think and look at that. I think Jesus was like right around the 6,000 years after the flood mark. Judgment was bound to come. Even the aliens said that judgment would come. The future people would judge the past. And many of us are looking right now to figure out how to judge what is right and what is wrong, right? Judgment will come. So we've got, I done did that. So we have Yahweh that goes all the way back to the Aegean Islands, where they worshiped a god there of wine and party and fighting, swords, kill, retribution. We don't know who this god was. Well, he called himself Yahweh. Romantic, lofty thoughts, passionate inspiration, charming, great people skills, idealism, sensitive, intuition, focus on emotion, and compassionate. Okay, so what was this? Was this, and conquering. We know that because the Templars wore red as well, okay? And they went out and took all the relics out of Jerusalem, Solomon's temple. They ended up with the relics from Egypt. And then they became crusaders and started crusading all around the world, right? They also carried a red cross and wore red. And they become very, very powerful and rich. And they are now who we would call the Illuminati, which are actually now at Bohemian Grove, the world elite leaders who have been handed down from family to family for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, who are descendants of the aliens that created us as a humanity. Okay? Yes. See all those cups? Yes. 9 of Cups, Jupiter and Pisces, between life and death. Yeah, Pisces is being between life and death. Each and every one of us has been here before. Each and every one of us, under the power of the dark forces, we have suffered. There's no doubt about it. And even though we've been told our whole lives we weren't worth much, let me tell you something, we are everything on this planet. Because if you took a wealthy man and took away everything he's got and throwed him out in the middle of the streets and told him to make it without his money, he's not going to make it. But you take a poor man who's had to struggle their whole lives and you throw them out in the streets, they're going to survive. They're going to live. And then they're going to live for the good, too. You know, this world has been set up to automatically make it hard on us, so we can't think too much about who we are deep down inside our souls. And let me tell you something. We are powerful creatures. Not only are we aliens, not only are we animal, but we're universal as well. We're tapped in. And so, this conquering went out across the world as we know it, and it reached far and wide. By the time we're born, after everything that's been through, and we were afraid. We've only existed, for so many thousands of years before we got wiped out by the flood. We were very terrified people, traumatized deep down in our soul. Because of the primal experiences our souls have went through, each and every one of us. We're not just here by happenstance. Most of us has been here already again and again. We've lived through the wars, we've lived through the flood, or we experienced these things. Our ancestors experienced these things, and we carry these memories in our DNA. It's a good thing to figure out what happened. It empowers us, helps us to understand. And when I think back, I don't remember having any dreams about horrible wars or anything like that. I praise God. I've been blessed, okay? So but all I could do is speak on what I think. And I believe this happened during the time before Jesus and after Jesus. Up until this time, it's still happening. Our swords are different now, but yeah, we're still killing people and much slaughter is going on. So the red horse, I am really ready to read about it and put it aside, because it's the dark horse that's going to really make us happy when we read about the dark horse, because that's judgment. And as they wrote this, remember, the elites thought the judgment was going to come upon the poor, dumb people whom were never enlightened because they didn't share their riches with us and help us to become all as we all are or could be. God, the universe, is not very happy with that. And I have got a great reading coming up on the dark horse, because I had a dream about the black horse. I dreamed about all 4 horses. I can't remember in what place they were around that bus, but I had a vision of the black horse, judgment. And it's not what everybody thought. The Empress, she never lies. She never lies. Mother would never do the things to her children, because when the dark horse comes in, that's mama time, right? The divine feminine. The white, the light, is the divine masculine according to theory and history, and they gave us the dark. So let's move forward with the red, the horrors that they did. Yeah. Instead of settling down into family men and loving their wives and loving their children, it was all about bloody friggin' war and being a man. That's not a man. A man who gives himself to his wife and says, I'm going to be here to take care of you, is supposed to do that. Not go out and search for things to bring excitement and titillation into life. So anyway, let's move forward. This was the time of men. And men were running the world. And they used swords and horrible tactics to take it over. 3 of Wands. They were looking for commercial success. They were committed to completing and taking over the whole world under their authority. Look at him wearing the red. Look at him looking out over the world. Wanted more than was his right to have. Yeah, the masculine went out, whoever that God was. And they're linking him now to even Zeus. I knew that. I was reading the Bible one day. It's Zeus. Jesus. Zeus. Zeus. Obviously a renegade alien. Or, I don't know. But it's a spirit. It's a demon. It started out as a storm demon, they say. And then he turned into, he began helping those, I guess, over in the Aegean Islands, was where the first metal orgy come from, to make swords. They become great for the swords they made. And then he traveled, it was through Crete and Greece, temperance. Bringing this skill. And there were other things going on as well, too. Women and men were growing, learning. At this point in time, we may have been on the planet for, Adam had been created 6,000 years ago. So our mind was very young and youthful and immature and teenage-like, I'm sure, because we didn't have a whole lot of experiences. up till that time. We were a new breed. And every time we got mad, we went back on our primal, our root chakra, which is red also. We were very primal. And it was just kill anything, that scared you. If it scared you, kill it. That's what we saw before us, The whole damn earth was murdered through this big water thing. And when we come back, those of us who were born back on this earth again, we carried trauma. We carried a lot of trauma. Temperance. That's what God's saying. The people carried a lot of trauma from the trauma they had experienced through the waters. Kick. And there was a lot of people here. They'd had 10,000 years already to be breeding us. And how many of us, did they use as slaves? So we'd been here for a while, again, after the flood. I would say now, like I say, I'm sorry, we're at the Black Horse, right? And it has been maybe 9,000 or perhaps 12,000 years since the flood. I'm thinking 12. Yeah, because they had to wait 1,000 years to let everything dry up. It was all like a muck pit. I saw writings in the Sumerian text where the aliens literally cried. No fresh food, no nothing. Nothing. If people hadn't stored up, which they're thinking they did because they found a lot of underground caves that were literally built tight to withstand cataclysms within the mountains. So I'm sure that there were wise people who protected themselves against the flood and made it through. Yes, 4 ones. And again, we're talking, we got that blue there that would stand for the flood, but we're talking for Aries, the red horse. So let's go ahead with this. I'm sorry. Did the red horse that set out to conquer, are they the elites today, the descendants of these people who went out and took over, the Templars, all those occult people, okay? The Knights Templar are occult, the Masons are occult, Jesus was occult, okay? 9 of Swords. Yeah, it was a miserable time. If you weren't a part of the murder and the killing, then you got killed. Raped. It was awful. It was an awful time. How they even tortured and murdered Jesus. And he was the nicest thing that ever, that came into the world, that the first nice guy I heard of in a long time, that cared and loved people. That's why I was interested in Jesus, because his mission was about love. And I was like, yeah, that's the only way we are going to find peace on this earth, is if we all learn to love each other. Yeah, 5 of Pentacles, the people were poor, there was no food, everything was a disaster, scarcity, lack, poverty. We had forgotten what we got taught, forgotten our education from the people in white, temperance, and to watch our feelings and emotions, and to not let people rule over us. That is the lesson and will be the lesson to this day. We never again, once we get our freedom, will allow people to rule over us again. Now we know that everything in this world belongs to all of us because our ancestors helped build this world, and nobody holds a title. Ask him for the title. There's no title. No title. We got another side arguing about it over here. No. But yes. We don't care what they say. We know the truth, and truth is what matters. Right? We're not afraid of them. Because we are in the time of the dark horse right now. We hold the scales of judgment. Let us hold it. It is in the material hands because what? Dark, black means you're in the material world. Made up of all colors, have taken physical form and made manifest. Can make judgments. So use your mind to make good judgments. Judge for the good, judge for love, judge for peace, judge for happiness, judge for our kids to get a great education, judge for our elderly to be distributed amongst the families from whence they came, which is where they belong, because and that way families don't have to work so hard to support everybody. Families can come back together again because there'll be no more power. Once we are all equal and realize that everybody deserves what we need, even including vacations and good times. You know, excluding some good times, but, you know, to explore our world, explore our surroundings. That's the judgment that will become. Yes. 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 The Bible was written by people, gotta understand, they still had not gotten feelings yet, I don't think. You know, with that red, the white chakra lit up first, which was their mind's eye. You know, it's considered white. Pretty much ruled by, I think, the moon, you know. So, not necessarily their intuition because they were not yet connected to their hearts. Right? And so, that was the most important thing. I lost my train of thought. I don't know where I was. But here we are, you know, learning to connect to our hearts. So the question about the elites running our world this day, were they the Templars? Were they the occultists? Were they the ones that, you know, made the story of the crucifixion or created it to make it look as if the blood of Jesus would save us? When in all actuality, we were never born sinners. We're all saved. We're all here on experience. Every one of us is a blessed soul, experiencing life as we need to. The mind of God is so great. He does not need us on our knees to worship it. He wants us on our feet, becoming it. We are the pictures of the minds of creation. Yes. Yes. Mother, Empress. Yes. Does she look like she wants anybody on her knees or her feet? No. She wants us all to stand up. Stand up and see that this is every single one of us. This is in us. We are this. And this is why all hell was breaking loose, because they knew the day would come when humanity would be humans. We're mammals. All mammals love their babies. Whether the reptiles love their babies or not, I don't know. But I know we as mammals, we nurse. We're in love with our children. We're in love with family. We're in love. That's what we do. We build nests. We build nests. Whether you're male or female, if you got your own house, you built a nest. And it is now time for the new perspective, because judgment, when you judge something, this is generally where you go to get a new perspective, especially if you feel like you don't know. So you've got to get in there, empty yourself out so you can be filled with new and look at things upside down. Even Jesus kicked the table over. Look at things from the opposite direction, and you'll be able to find the truth somewhere in the middle. For everything I go through, I always examine the other person's point as far as I can understand it, so that I can see where people are coming from. Because I know there's always more views than my view. I might not examine it right there at the minute, but the moment I get time to go over the experience of something, and I do go over all my experiences, then I will try to analyze and think about the side that they're coming from. Well, it looks like Red set out to conquer, and conquer it did. And in conquering, they created this world that is pretty comfortable for all of us now. And that's why judgment is coming. Because now they're going to have to look and see that they're not the gods of this world. They were no more than the architects and creators of a world that's being built by a mind bigger than they can comprehend. Okay? Bigger than anything. We're all just here. Me, you, Jesus, the red coats, the white coats, on missions. We come here to perfect this place, to make it better, to leave it a better place and more intelligent place. Okay? Now, like I said, after the flood, there was so much trauma. The most important thing was to be able to get to grow crops again and breed the animals again. And after all that, aliens had to bring these things back, and we know that because Abel was tending to the sheep and lambs in the Garden of Eden, right? So they brought him in the first place according to the Sumerian text, because sheep don't even come from this planet. Nope, it's a strange species, as well as other species are too. So, the aliens are still out there. They're waiting. And they're watching and guarding. And hoping we come to our senses. And as soon as we're awake enough to accept them in peace, because I really don't think most of them are coming in war. I think that big war was fought back when the flood happened. I believe that there was something terrible that went on. They say it was a planet, maybe. I don't know. Well, you guys, I love y'all. I'm going to let you go. And I can't wait to talk about the black horse and the green horse, because these colors all mean something, right? These colors all mean something, because colors are a symbol to us. White means peace, love, calm, cool, right? Collected. Red means fiery. And black is earth. Black is the earth. She was called the dark planet. Our feet chakras are black. It's having our feet on the ground. So the black horse of judgment. And I got a dream I got to tell you about, but we're going to do that tomorrow. I love you guys. Drop me a hello. Drop me an I love you, because I love you too, okay? I don't know, I've been going through the Bible and I've found quite a few interesting things that I forgot about. So we might be talking about a few things now in Revelation since we're on this. Let me know, and I'm going to try later just to get out a collective reading. I love you guys. I wish y'all the best. Please like, share, subscribe. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.